Hello and welcome to e-commerce site selection and best practices. My name is Charles Castaño and I'm the owner of Web and Cloud Services. We're a full-service website company providing web design, web hosting, search engine optimization services, and security services for your websites. Today we're going to talk about selecting an e-commerce site and best practices in order to get the most out of your new site. Let's dive right into design. Initially, when you set up an e-commerce site, you should keep in mind that people who have been used to coming to your store are now going to your site, and they want to identify with the layout of the store as they're accustomed to seeing. So in order to maintain brand identity, you want to keep the same color scheme that you're using in your storefront. If you've got a sign or a logo, if you have different designs or color schemes, you want to be consistent so that people feel comfortable knowing that they're in the right place. One thing to consider is whether you want to integrate the e-commerce site into your existing website, or you want to create a separate e-commerce site and link the main website to the e-commerce site. The decision is primarily dependent on the overall cost of the design. Some existing websites make it easy to integrate an add-on or a plugin to the site so that it can be converted into an e-commerce site, while others will require extensive programming. So this is something that you need to discuss with your web designer to determine what is the most cost-effective way to proceed. The other thing you want to consider is the level of management, maintenance, and administration that is going to be required in the design of the website. So to that end, there's two levels of administration that you need to be concerned with. Number one is the routine maintenance of the website. There's no reason why you should be paying an outside consultant to do work that could easily be done in-house by yourself or someone in your office. What I'm talking about primarily is making changes to inventory, adding, removing products, adding pictures, changing prices, taking products offline when they're out of stock, etc. This is something that happens constantly, and if you can do it yourself, you're going to save yourself a bunch of money. The other aspect of maintenance is the back end of the website, and we're going to talk more about this in a minute, but you want to make sure that you're working with someone that is fully familiar with the website and can respond quickly to security issues, updates, backups, etc. This is very important because obviously the more you use the online experience, the more you're going to become reliable on the generated revenue from that website. So ease of use, what we're talking about here is twofold. First of all, we started to talk about getting something that is designed so that it's easy for you to use as far as updating and managing. So from an administrative standpoint, you want a website that's easy for you to get in and out and make changes without messing it up. The user interface has to also be very easy. Remember that more and more people who had been coming to your storefront now, because of social distancing or whatever situation, are forced to go to a website to do business with you. Some people may not have been comfortable doing e-commerce in the past. So you need to make that as seamless and transparent as possible for them. Simplify the experience so that people will be comfortable and will be okay in coming back to visit you. Okay. You want to make sure that your website has the ability to generate and track visitors. And this is mainly so that you can get repeat business for marketing purposes. One way to do it is when you get to the checkout, you request an email address. And the purpose for that email address is so that you can notify the customer the status of the order, whether it was shipped, tracking numbers, etc. By the same token, that email address can be used further down the road to stay in touch with the customer. Remind them that their order is maybe up for renewal, let them know that you've got similar products in stock, etc. So it gives you an opportunity to stay in touch and try to get those customers back. For every product that you have in your store, you should have, as you've seen in other websites, a related products, or you might also like, or other customers have also bought this. This is kind of like an add-on so that it triggers in the visitor's mind the idea that, oh yeah, I may also want to do this. So you're upselling, essentially. So this is a good way to do it. And thirdly, you want to be able to set up wish lists. In order to set up a wish list, you ask the customer to register. And when they register, they create an email address and password to get into your website. Once they log in, they can take products from your website and put them on their wish list so that coming back, it'll be easier for them to find the products they liked so that they can reorder them easily. The whole idea is to simplify the process for the visitor. Regarding inventory, the majority of e-commerce sites include inventory to some degree or another. If you have an inventory system and an accounting system in-house, you want to ensure that the designer of your e-commerce site takes that into consideration and confirms that it's possible to tie in your e-commerce site to your in-house accounting and inventory system so that you don't have to do double entry of information. Anytime an item is purchased on the website, it should automatically be linked back to your office and update QuickBooks or whatever accounting program you're utilizing so that your in-house accounting is synchronized with the sales that are generated through the website. With reports, e-commerce sites, of course, include reports, but a lot of times you're paying for a bunch of reports that you may not need or may not want. So think about the reports that are important to you. Sales by item, sales by customer, sales by week, month, or year, profit reports, etc. If all these reports are available in-house, then you don't necessarily need to use them from the website. Or you may want to look at them from the website standpoint to see what's being generated from the site as opposed to what's being generated in-house. So think about the reports you want and then request that those reports be available for your website when you get the website designed. Don't pay for reports you don't need. That would be a waste of money for you. So as you can tell, I'm very cost conscious, and this is kind of the emphasis of where I'm going for. Design, functionality, and cost savings, and of course, support. Getting back to it, you want to make sure that the website has multiple payment forms available. Aside from PayPal, everybody accepts PayPal pretty much, and almost everybody will accept credit cards. So if you're presently using a merchant account for your in-house credit card transactions, you want to make sure that there's an interface and a link that you can use the same process by utilizing the e-commerce site. And evaluate the scalability of the site. You want to start out with a small site that will suffice your current needs because you're just getting your feet in the water with the e-commerce site. But you want to ensure that that website can grow with your needs. You don't want to get a small scale down website that's going to be inexpensive to begin with and then find out a year from now you need to zap it and redo a whole new site because what your needs are now cannot be addressed or met by the existing site. So check with your designer and make sure that he takes this into account when he's creating your website for you. Let's talk about security, reliability, and support. Security is critical for the success of an e-commerce site. All e-commerce sites have to have an SSL certificate, that's a security certificate, and there are different types of certificates. For instance, for a non-e-commerce site, you need a basic security certificate, and as a matter of fact, Google now will rank websites that do not have certificates lower in their searches than websites that do have certificates. Aside from that, if you have an e-commerce site, you want to ensure that that e-commerce site has the appropriate certificate so that it protects the website from malicious attacks that could compromise the transaction, the visitor's credit card number, address, name, etc. You want to make sure that your website includes a routine daily backup. And this is important because once you start to rely more and more on this website for revenue, you want to make sure that that website is up and running 24/7, 365 days. If your website is down, you're losing revenue. And you need to know that someone is going to be available to help you bring that website back up and get you back and running as soon as possible. To that end, do not compromise on support. It's extremely important that you know who you're going to call when you have a problem, and you're going to be able to get a hold of somebody on the phone. Don't count on someone that's going to tell you, oh, send us an email and we'll get back to you as soon as possible with a response. You need someone that's going to be available to solve your problem, and that's not going to be 12 time zones away and talking to you from another country. You need someone that's nearby, that's invested in helping you, and is going to drop what they're doing to get your website back up and running as soon as possible. This is crucial, and this is not an area where you want to cut corners. Now let's quickly talk about promotion and marketing. At Web & Cloud, we utilize a 4-step approach to promotion and marketing. The first step, of course, is the design of the website, harvesting emails through the checkout process or signing in as a visitor. The second one is content marketing, and by that I mean utilizing those lists that we have on the website and following up with email blasts that can be general to all of the people in that list about maybe a promotion that affects everybody, new products or services you're offering, or the mailing can be very granular so that you can maybe have a new product that is only of interest to certain type of people who have purchased similar products before. You can target it specifically to those audiences. So this is very important. Now, the next aspect of it is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization can be organic, implying that the website is optimized with keywords and key phrases, with images that have alt tags, a whole slew of things that come into play with optimizing the back end of the website so that the search engines can rank you accordingly. In addition to that, you may want to supplement it with a pay-per-click promotion where you allocate X number of dollars per month to promote your website on Google or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So that's the third aspect of it. And the fourth one, which kind of ties in with Google and Facebook, is relationship marketing. So if you have the website and you don't have customers coming in, you need to be able to promote the website to an extent through social media to make people aware that you have this website and people can find your products if they're not finding you on Google. So utilizing a social media campaign to draw people to your website with an action ad, a call to action item, is important. It makes people recognize the products that you're offering and invites them to come into your website. You can run a promotion where you say, click on this link, come to see our website, and if you act now, we'll give you free shipping or 5% off, whatever, just to get the people to come in and visit your site. So that's the 4-step approach to promotion and marketing for your e-commerce site. I hope you find this information helpful, and we'd love to hear from you with your comments and suggestions. You can email us at info@webandcloudservices.com, or you can call or text me directly. My name is Charles, 732-766-2169. Thank you for listening, and please come back.